But anyways, we got to get to it. You know, all the way from Barrie on really one of the coldest nights of the year, Dave. Tim Brick, welcome to the studio.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. It's an honor for me to be here.
Tim.
I've been wanting to be here actually for a couple of years now.
Nice.
You know, I'm always delayed, and I'm either late, you know.
No, you know.
A day late and a dollar short, as I like to say.
Hey, Tim, not really though. You know why? Because this summer, when you sent that material, and you sent the personal note, somehow you had the sensibility to try and make the human connection. And I think that's where you're going to succeed. You played the Trump Suit of Hearts really nicely on the album, and a joy to have you in the studio tonight.
Really appreciate it. It's very nice of you to say. I mean, that's the human connection is music, you know? That's why you make music. It's
Where did it start, Tim? I mean, take us back to the beginning. You know, you don't want to be cliche, but you know, we have a finite amount of time, and I want to get to know this jam.
Well, it was an accident, really, how I got started. We had in elementary school in 8th grade, 7th and 8th, we had a talent show, and when I went, my 7th grade year, I went and I was an audience member, and my aunt looked at me and she's like, "Well, this is easy. You ought to be in this next year." So I was like, "Okay." So I came back to school the following year. I put a band together, and at that time, you could lip sync, you know, and just kind of go through the movements and stuff. That's what,
Sure.
But it just so happened that the year I decided to do it, they outlawed that. So you actually had to perform the song.
Whoa, talent show for real.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it forced me to go to my music teacher and have her teach me the 3 guitar chords I needed to know. And that was my first experience, really. It was kind of just thrown out to the wolves.
So 8th grade, you've been playing ever since?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was it got me hooked. The minute I walked off the stage, I was like, that's what I wanted to do.
Wow, awesome, David.
I've been working at it ever since.
No, I get that. I mean, I did very limited amounts of stuff on stage, and I get it as far as understanding when you get an applause, it's addicting. It's addicting.
Oh yeah.
But we were talking just earlier, you know, on your lineage from rock to where you are now. I mean, how did you? I mean, you're playing heavy metal and Pantera. Metallica.
However, the fire, Dave, the fire, not genre specific. I mean, it doesn't matter where it begins or ends.
I completely agree.
But music, no matter what genre, strikes a relatively similar chord.
I've seen one of the few comparisons I always like to make is I'm a big fan of Zakk Wylde and the Black Label Society, and I've seen him many times live. And Lemmy from Motorhead, big fan.
Yeah, I saw Motorhead back at Memorial, man. Loudest show, one of the loudest shows
Oh
I've
yeah,
ever
they're
seen.
loud. Not as loud as
Ace of
Corrosion of
Spades,
Conformity. Corrosion of Conformity I had to leave the concert hall because it felt like someone was taking a spike and driving it through my temple. It was so loud.
Wow.
But you know, the common theme I noticed between like Zakk Wylde and Lemmy, on the rock side of things, those guys come out and they immediately dominate the stage with their presence. They just have this attitude about them. And what brought me into country music really was the main artist was Waylon Jennings. And when I would go back and look at old, especially when he was riding in high in the 70s, I would look at footage of him live, and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
He'd come out and he demanded the attention. He owned the stage, and he kind of crowded the stage.
Man, right?
Yeah,
A real front.
and it's just that aura and magic and the energy. And that's what's common between the two of them. I mean,
so do you find yourself doing that with country music? Is it like Ray Davies? I played a tune from him today called "Imaginary Man," where a lot of these artists, even Willie, I just finished a book from him. They're crafting. Keith Richards giving the people a persona because they know, man. They think Keith is still doing that stuff.
Oh yeah.
He gave that up 30 years ago. You know, but he knows that the people want to see that guy. They want to see him on his knees and stumbling around a little bit, you know?
I think my persona is just, I guess, you call them gimmicks, I would say. You know, after a while, those do turn into, it's like Gene Simmons, you know, he comes out and waves his tongue around at everyone because that's what they want. They expect that, you know?
Right.
I've always found that...
That's like a show, though, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, so
it's all show business, and I guess my gimmick, if there's anything, especially going into country, is just being real. And myself, I love the outlaw stuff. I love
that renegade feeling.
Yeah, they just they don't care about if it's charting or if it's the next hit or this hook or not. It's all about getting what's inside you out, and if you've got, you know, something that's under your skin, you know, get it on out there. And the great thing about country is you can run the whole spectrum of emotions.
Oh, yeah.
And the one thing I found about playing metal was I could only, it was very
Not anger
kind of
in
distilled.
there,
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it played
a
to
lot
that
of
angry part of me,
a lot
and
of
I
youth
had to
there.
leave that behind, or it would have destroyed me eventually.
Right.
And it started actually because I broke my, I had to rehab because I broke my finger on Christmas Day of 2007, I believe.
Playing Crazy Train?
No, I got in, I had the worst Christmas ever. Got in a little altercation and broke my finger, snapped it, and it was my index finger on my fret hand. And actually, to this day, I have 3 screws that are in there holding it together. But I was at that point, when I was rehabbing, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to play again. And I said, God, if you can make me come back and play, I said, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And at that time, I was kind of transitioning. And I said, if you make me come back, I said, I'm going to just go do what I really want to do and transition into the music that I feel in my heart that I want to put out now. And you know, by the grace of God, I was able to come back and play. I mean,
No, that is a story, huh, Dave?
that was the second time I broke my hand.
Oh my gosh. This could go on all night, Dave. Holy cow, man. No, I'm already a fan. I don't even know.
No, man, it's beautiful, man. When you hear something like that, yeah. Can we hear one, Tim?
Sure.
All right. Hey, it's his debut performance here in the studio tonight. Brothers and Sisters show. Can't think of a better place to hear you, Tim.
Thank you, man.
Great to have you here.
I'll probably just play the title cut off my last CD entitled Free to Run, and it's all about following your dreams. A gambler, willing to risk it all. A rambler, never settles down too long. Staring out the window, speeding down a lost highway. Purple night sky ruining Santa Fe. When the morning sun comes, you'll be 1,000 miles behind and out of my mind. Well, I just couldn't stand it. I had to make a change from the scenes that I was living and turn that page to another time when no one knows your name or judges a man on his past for what they think is wrong. If you think I'm gonna hang around and leave you put down low, you're out of your mind. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm sorry for doing what I wanna do. I'm just a man who wants to sing a song or two. It doesn't make you happy, I know, but there ain't a damn thing I'm gonna do about it now. Whoa, I'm free to run. Curtain falls and another show ends. Pack up all the gear and hit the road again. For all the places that I've been to and the people that I know. At the end of the night, I always find myself alone. When the morning sun comes, you'll be 1,000 miles behind and still on my mind. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm sorry for doing what I wanna do. a song or two. It doesn't make you happy, I know, but there ain't a damn thing gonna do about it now. Oh Lord, I'm free to run. I'm free to run. I'm free to run. I'm free to run.
Tim Brick, live in the studio here on a Tuesday night. Fantastic tune. You know, I think, Dave, you can hear it too. There's an honesty in that tune. You can hear it in the lyrics and how it's played. It's not a flash in the pan. Tim, a beautiful tune. Beautiful
Thank you very
tune.
much. I appreciate that. It's you know, it's definitely one that's close to the heart. You know, it's just for any of those people out there. You know, when you're trying to achieve something, and you always run into those people that aren't necessarily, I guess, believers, and kind of
Screw the doubters, man.
Yeah, man. You know, they bring on the
Screw
bad
the doubters,
energy and all
man.
that, and it's all about just kind of pushing that aside and just marching forward. I mean, you just have to. You have to have faith in yourself and faith in things around you. That
Great metaphor, man.
Yeah.
You know, that free to run. I mean, don't you feel like a stallion, Dave?
I'm sorry,
Come
man.
on, man.
I mean, he's Tim here.
Isn't that
You're
inspiring?
pulling me down here.
I know,
man.
a young guy that's found
Oh yeah, say that again. The young guy.
No, a young cat that's found it, man. You're younger than me, and somehow, I like it. You were able to articulate a very important feeling for men. You got, you know, whether you're married, whether you're not, we're not saying one's better than the other, but you got to have that freedom to run. You know.
No, I
like that,
hear
Tim. I
that
honor
too.
that,
doesn't
buddy.
like
That's a
freedom,
great.
man.
That's a great tune.
I think a lot of the writers I listen to, one of my favorite all-time songs is Me and Bobby McGee. And, you know, it's got the classic line, you know, freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. And freedom is just something everybody can relate to. And I think in everyday life, we all have those moments where I don't know about anybody else, but for me, you know, sometimes during the day, I'm just like, how did I get in this situation, man? This is not what I'm wanting to do. And how do I get back to doing what I want to do so I can actually, you know, have some peace inside me, you know? That's probably the biggest thing about me is I just got a constant thing that's always eating away at the inside of me to just keep moving forward.
See, I like it,
not
man.
stopping.
Tim, I think you know, somehow you've come to know yourself in a way and be able to express it. I mean, that's rare, huh, Dave? I mean, it's a rarity. You know.
Well, he just said one thing. I'm driving all the time, and one thing I did see today in College Town, Burlington, stop sign painted, and it says "Don't stop."
Oh yeah.
Stop trying.
Yep.
You know, and I thought, what a perfect thing to think. And you just said it. You know, you just got to keep trying.
And sometimes people need those just, you know, blatantly obvious signs put in front of them to kind of wake them up and jar them and jolt them. And you know, I guess that's the biggest thing I'd like everyone to know out there about me is that, you know, what you see is what you get.
Hey, full
I
band.
can't give you
You
anything.
tour with a full band. You got a set of guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just called the Tim Brick Band. I used to have a
3-piece, 4-piece.
4-piece now. I'm running with a bass player, Todd Wells, and my drummer is Steve Quinneville, and my pedal
Boy,
steel guy
you
is
got pedal
Rich
steel.
Seymour. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Boy, you should have brought that pedal steel. That.
Oh
would've-
jeez. Well, next time you have us up, I'll definitely.
Hey,
he'll be
man.
more than happy to come up.
Well, the next
He's a banjo
time, man.
picker as well, and he plays fiddle on top of it. and-
So how do we find out about you, man? I mean, we're going to talk more. I mean, you know, but you know, nuts and bolts. You got a show in Burlington? I mean,
Yeah, I just got one confirmed actually.
where are you playing?
Right in your neck of the woods here, Club Metronome.
Hey,
Just confirmed for March 6th.
Oh, we
I think
love
we
those
start at
guys.
9, go from 9 to midnight. It's going to be a 3-hour show and full-on show. I'm excited about it. 'Cause I play a lot in the roadhouses and bar rooms, and I like to get in a club atmosphere where you can put on a show for the people and like plan out, you know, because a show is like a piece of music. It has dynamics to it. It's going to flow and ebb and flow, and so I'm very anxious to come up here, and I really hope, you know, the college kids come out and support of it.
Hey, man, it's
we're trying to you know, I'm kind of a flagship for country music up here, trying to, you know, you have them around here with the VFW,
you don't,
the Legions,
no,
but not so
really-
much in the downtown clubs, and I'm hoping this kind of opens the door up a bit.
Good for you, man. Because Dave,
Well,
you got there's a
You know, the thing is, though, Eric.
country is the biggest. I've been in radio for so long. OKO, all these country stations are
Yep.
most popular, Dave. I'm always blown away. But yet there's not one name in Burlington that you can point to and say, hey, man, there's a country act we can go see tonight. You know,
Yeah,
there's
but
not.
that tune
Where are
that he
they?
just did transcends.
Keegan Nolan.
But that transcends. You just transcended country music to another level. I think. I really do believe that. I mean, that tune you just did didn't.
Right.
It didn't ring of country the way I see it, the way I've known it, the way I've.
Well,
and,
no,
and
there's
what you
different
did
sides of
right
country.
there, I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
was just a fantastic delivery.
Thank you.
And the honesty that you come from, I would like to know how you got to where you are now. As far as how did you? I mean, because you're talking deep stuff. I mean, you're not a superficial cat.
Through pain, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of
Had
pain.
a lot of it.
Life isn't all bliss, man.
No, it isn't. It's I think that's probably one of my biggest complaints about the country music of today is that it's one big party.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't sit on the beach with my toes in the sand and all that. And,
Thank you, Tim.
You know, I wake up and I look at my coffee table and I see a stack of bills there, and I'm wondering how I'm going to be paying them, and if I'm going to be keeping my car or not, so I can get to the next gig. But I was raised like that too. I just come from a working class side of the tracks, and my father was a truck driver, a long distance truck driver, and that's where my country influence came from. My mom was the rock and roll. She introduced me to Beatles and AC/DC and Aerosmith and all that.
I love him, huh?
But my father, when he'd come off the road, that's when I'd hear like Waylon and Willie and John Anderson.
Oh, I love it, buddy.
Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
And it took me a lot of years to kind of grow into that. I think, you know, to be a true country artist, you have to have a little bit of years under your belt of life experiences to be able to
Humble, man.
you know, translate that emotion
Right.
into your songs. And oh yeah, I always try to be humble because you have to. I always tell people you're never the teacher in music. You're always a student, and that's can kind of go the same with life too. As long as you're open to that fact, then there's no stopping where you can go. You know, I feel.
You're in the studio with the brothers tonight, Tuesday. We've got Tim Brick doing his best, and it is fantastic. So if you're tuned in, enjoy another tune from Tim right now.
This is a song. It's a sweetheart song. A lot of people said that. Well, like you were just saying, how I get a lot of emotionally heavy stuff in my lyrics. So I was like, well, I can write myself a happy song too. So here's my attempt at it, and this is also on my latest CD. This song is called "It's a Good Thing." Cruising down a country road, arms around my woman, shaking off my load. Sun shining down, no worries to be found. Wind at our backs and ready to let it ride. 'Cause it's a good thing that's coming over me. There's no other place that I wanna be, oh yeah, down inside when it feels so right. Oh, that's when you know it's a good thing. Loving under the stars, slow and easy, that suits my style. Arms wrapped around me tight, holds me through the night. Her every touch just drives me wild. 'Cause it's a good thing, oh Lord, that's coming over me. There's no other place that I wanna be, oh yeah, down inside when it feels so right. That's when you know it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Oh, what a joy, huh? What a refreshing joy. It's below zero, but yet feeling very warm, very inspired in the studio tonight, huh, David?
Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm buying this cat CD, man. I'm telling you, I'm getting it.
Hey, that pays for gas in the way home. That's gas, man.
Yes, it is.
I am.
Well, that's part. It wouldn't even be all the gas these days, my gosh, but...
No,
Now I give you to the exit.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
I love the hook that you've got in there. You know, you've got all the tools for crafting a tune.
Thanks, man.
And,
Appreciate that.
And what I want to know is when you do these things, when you're crafting your own music, what comes to you first? Are you thinking lyrics? Are you thinking hook? Or are you thinking, your riff?
I used to approach it differently. I generally probably come at it from a guitar aspect, and then I would search for the lyric content and the subject matter after that. But as of late, it seems like they both go hand in hand. They both progress at the same time. I guess to initiate it, it would be a title that would come to my mind. It's a good thing was
A
basically...
feeling.
Yeah,
Maybe you're
how many times
driving
did you say
home. I
in
mean,
our-
when did that come? Did that come to you when you're driving home after a day of work, or you're thinking about your gal?
No,
It's a good time with the
the
lady. That's what.
I was sitting by myself. Just I had that riff that
You
for the
did.
song, but
You did.
I think I just said, well, I was on the phone or something. I was like, oh, that's a good thing, And,
Right.
it's just something
Something
you say
mundane like
all
that.
the time, and I was
But
like,
nice.
Man, that's exactly. That kind of started me off on the more of the positive theme of the song. It's all about love and just very simple things. Hanging out with a girl.
Hey, the most simple things in life, right? Stevie says that, man. The smile from a baby, the kiss, the laughter from a baby.
It is, and the older you get, the more you realize that. It's the
Oh,
small,
man.
simple things in life that really make it. It's
So if you can apply that lesson and somehow make that sing through your music, which I think you've done here, I would say success, Tim Brick.
Thank you, man.
You've done beautiful with this thing. I will continue to spin this.
thank you. I appreciate
And,
that.
Can
I really appreciate all the support.
Will you do
guys
one
give.
more? Would
I'd
you-
love to.
Yeah, we got another show coming in.
Okay.
Of course, we climb the ladder every Tuesday night with Jacob.
Yep.
So
I just want to hear more stuff because I think that's what we're trying to do here. I would love to personally talk to you about your story, and I think we've gotten to some great things.
Yeah. No, I'd
I
love to
think
get
that-
more in depth with things. I guess I'm kind of in agreement with Imus like that. I'm not afraid of living or dying. I'm just afraid of going, what is it, 5 minutes without talking about me? Is that what he says?
Oh, that's silly. Oh, that's wild. Oh, that's crazy. But the fact of the matter is when you're a musician, that's all you got. You're living in the moment. You got to believe in yourself, man.
I
And so, Tim Brick, live in the studio tonight, Brothers Show.
This is a song with very serious subject matter to me, and I'm pretty sure that everyone can relate to the lyrics in this. It's basically about a relationship that's going bad. A song called Cover Me Like Rain. Close the door, turn on the lights. Just like every night before. The lines get blurred between wrong and right, since we don't seem to talk much anymore. Do you remember when we first met? And how you'd hang on my every word. Now the distance between every time that my eyes meet yours. But I still believe that we can make it through the stormy weather all around us. Don't keep it locked up inside of you. Let your tears fall and cover me like rain. Let your tears fall and cover me like rain. I've given all that I had, but lately I've grown so tired. I remember we could share the world, and now we're chasing the fire. But I still believe that we can make it through the stormy weather all around us. Don't keep it locked up inside of you. Let your tears fall and cover me like rain. Let your tears fall and cover me like rain. Let your tears fall and cover me like rain. Oh, like rain. Let your tears fall, oh, all over me. Let your tears fall, cover me like rain.
What a fantastic journey tonight. Who would have expected this, Dave? On a cold Tuesday night in late January? Holy gosh, we're below zero. But Tim Brick, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, thanks for
the whole
opening
show.
the door when I called.
Oh, hey man, you know, typically that thing's open, Dave.
Oh, no.
You know?
So, just a question, I mean, not to, you know.
Sure.
When did you discover that you could really sing? When did you discover that singing was something that you do really well?
Oh, probably when I did that talent show, I would say.
8th grade.
Yeah, because my parents, no one, not even me, I just got up and winged it. And of course, I like to think I'm better at it now than I was back then, but even my parents were very shocked, because there's no one musical in my family.
Pretty supportive though? Parents out of the gate supportive?
Yeah, they bought me
That's
a
a big
guitar.
thing,
They
you
didn't
know what I
shut
mean?
the power off when I was cranking up in my bedroom all those years.
Turn it down!
Oh yeah, I must have cranked that. You know, I must have played with the Appetite for Destruction album for like 2 years straight.
Wow, yeah, Slash, man, huh? Boy, that guy.
But that's what, I tell you, man, our parents were the same way. My mother was the same way. They allowed us. There was an allowability of discovering yourself through music. And amen to your mother for that. Because, man, she's produced somebody who I think, and I don't know, I've listened to music my whole life. We all listen to music our whole lives. And when you see the integrity and the honesty coming from you, the way it comes out, you know, it is impressive to see. And what I want to see from you when you're freaking hitting the big time and you're playing and you're making your millions is that you don't lose how you walked in that door tonight.
Yeah,
Never.
to not forget who you are, right?
Never. I mean, that's the. I think at the end of it all, you're the only, rather in this case, I'm the only one that centers myself when everything else goes asunder, so to speak. It's me that I run back to, and so you can't lose yourself in any of it. And it's easy to do in the business. The more you get involved in the business, the more
It's a tough
it takes you away
business,
from the
man.
music. It seems like.
Yeah, it's a very tough to make that that segue, business and music, to book and call these people and book. You could spend 50 hours a week, 100 hours a week doing that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very difficult. So we honor those folks that do that too.
I always tell people, I was like, there's a reason why those country artists wear cowboy boots, and the person I was telling this to looks at me with confusion and was like, why is that? I was like, well, you didn't know the amount of BS that we have to stomp through every day. You'd wear boots too.
It's a badass business, man. It
Oh, it
really
is, and,
man. I hate to
It's like
swear.
it's a perfect reflection of life, actually, because it's all about being at the right spot at the right time, having a little bit of luck involved. I mean,
It is, man.
You know, and having your ducks in order when it happens, and so the best you can do is just you know, go out there and run your freak flag up and see who salutes, and hopefully it catches on.
Well, you know what? We caught on tonight.
Well, I really
Right, Dale?
appreciate that. It means a lot to me that you guys allowed me to do it.
Absolutely, man. I tell you, you made a believer out of me, man.
Thank you.
And I'm not necessarily a country listener. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not I don't. It's not what I turn to first. But you know what? The way you delivered that right now is something that I could say, you know what? We're gonna listen to that.
Well, I can't wait to see the whole band, man.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
You
a
know
treat.
the pedal steel.
March
Metronome?
6th.
March 6th. It's
Club
2 days
Metronome,
before.
come on down. We'd love to see the people, and it's kind of it's a new game for us up here. So there's a lot of people that we don't know, and we'd love to get to know. And
Well,
so
we're friends
come out,
with
bring
all
your
these.
dancing shoes.
We're all friends with the people that own Nectars and Metronome and all these people. So
And on a crazy, ridiculous concept, as just to give the insight into how you look at your band. As you look at your band, who would you say outside of yourself has the most talent?
Oh, in the band? Oh god, you're gonna get me in trouble now.
oh boy, that's
That's a hard one to do because
Yeah,
in their own
man.
individual rights they excel in different areas.
right, man. Tough
You know,
question. I
my
don't
bass
like it.
players.
You don't have to like
I
it.
think my bass player is probably one of the best bass players in the state. He's got a great ear and he's got a great feel, and he can do multiple styles. But my pedal steel guy, you know, he's multi-talented on multiple instruments, so he's kind of like a utility player, which is very important for the style of music that I do. And my drummer actually is so talented. His music's is like a fun hobby for him. He's not for me it's such a full-on passion, but for him he's so talented in other areas. He's a fabulous drummer, picks up on stuff, just absorbs stuff, and can just regurgitate it out after hearing it one time. He's a race car driver, and
What's his name? Because I used to go
Steve
to Thunder Road,
Quinneville,
man.
and his nickname is Mudflap.
Yeah, sure,
He used to
man.
be a street
Street
stock
stocks,
driver.
man. Yeah, the step up from
Yeah.
the crazies.
Small
you know?
business owner, engineer. I mean, the guy's just, I don't know, he's probably in the CIA for all I know.
No,
I
that's
just,
fine.
you know, I just watch what I say around him.
Hey, so
And,
you're still
it's all
living in
good.
the central part of the state. You're still in the central part of the state.
Yep.
What's the vibe? Is it healthy? What's going on in Barrie, Vermont?
Oh, well, as far as the music scene, I don't think the music scene's, it has a lot of improvement that could be had. It's not a...
Is there a venue, man? I mean, what's the nightly venue?
There's Gusto's is probably the main live music venue down
Nightly?
there.
I mean, you can go out and see
weekly.
a band.
Yeah, no, there's no really nightly music place in Barrie. It's
Boy, that's a
mainly
big-
for the weekends.
Big hole, man, because there's a lot of people
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there's a lot of talent in that city, and there's not enough avenues for it to get out. And you know, you can go 7 miles down the road and get into Montpelier, which is a couple of levels, notches
Folky,
up.
smart and folky. And
Yeah, and they got a couple more venues that you can play at, and you know, more of a music scene. But even the people in Montpelier will tell you that the music scene there is not what it used to be.
No,
and I think that's a very typical across the board of what I find. I think it's in today's digital age, the iPod generation.
Yeah, they're only getting 5%, man. It's not like, you know, when you're delivering an MP3 to somebody.
Oh yeah, a lot of
They're
people don't
getting
realize that they're
5%
losing so
of
much
the
by
music.
fidelity out of it.
Right, man. And that's what Neil Young has been such a crusader on.
Joe Walsh,
Joe
another
Walsh,
guy,
yes.
Analog Man,
Yeah,
his new
you got
stuff.
it, man.
It sometimes takes the old guard to come out and give us youngsters kind of a swift kick in
Little
the
kick in
rear
the
end
butt.
and wake us up to, you know, how it's
Yeah,
supposed
how
to
it
be.
used to sound, we'd get 100%. We'd get the whole
Yeah.
picture, man. That's why, you know, a lot of these folks are concerned, man. The kids are being short-sold.
And
Guy with a
I just
computer
think it's-
making music?
What's that?
Guys with computers.
Oh, yeah.
Selling out Memorial
I
Auditorium.
think that has changed music so much. And
What is that,
It's
man?
so hard for a musician nowadays to stay on top of an ever-changing animal like the music business. I mean, I look at it as instant gratification. a lot of the gigs that I do in like the local bar rooms, you know, where you have to go in and do kind of some cover material on top of your original material. I find that a lot of people in the audience expect bands nowadays to come in and be able to play, you know, a Toby Keith song, and then come out the next song doing like Lady Gaga or Coldplay. Because it's that iPod mentality. Oh, well, I can go from this genre to that genre in an instant. Why can't the human beings that are playing instruments ahead of me do that?
Farm Aid
and
this
it's
year.
not like that, you know.
I got to tell you, Farm Aid this year, Kenny Cheeseball or Chesney comes up and freaking forgets the lyrics to Small Town. You know, he comes up with John Mellencamp to, you know, special guest. Hey, come on up, Chesney.
I ain't knocking anybody on forgetting words. I will be the last one to do that.
No,
that's for sure.
Hey, so where does Tim Brick go? I mean, what are Tim Brick's, you know, goals?
Aspirations?
Yeah.
Well, sky's the limit, really. I just want to go as far as the music will take me, and I've been pondering. Yeah, it's kind of the plan is right now that I'm probably going to spend, if in a perfect world, if things work out good, that I'll be here for another year, probably until New Year's next year.
Nashville?
And then probably going to hightail it down Nashville way, and got a lot of songs that I'm looking to get in. You know, being a songwriter, that's a good place to go. I'm a member of the NSAI, Nashville Songwriters Association International, so I kind of got an avenue down there for that. And I went down there actually last, in November of 2010, and spent Thanksgiving down there, and I loved it. Played 9 out of the 14 nights that I was down there. I mean, I didn't book nothing. I just got off the plane with my guitar and took a walk down Broadway. First night I was there. Playing
nice.
Broadway.
Oh yeah, I love it.
And went to writers' rounds for the rest of my time there, and just networked and met a lot of people. And
hey, he's working it, Dave, man, and that's honorable.
Austin too. I'd like to, you know, I always tell people, you never know. I might 10 minutes outside of Nashville, I just might change my mind and just keep going to Austin. A lot of people tell me I'd like it down there. I think my hair would go better down in Austin than Nashville. Nashville might make me cut my hair, which ain't gonna happen.
No, hey, Benny's down there. You know, Benny, the guitarist from Grace's band, lives in Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Benny.
It's a great town because you're knee deep in music. If you're a musician, it's heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally like being dropped into heaven.
Oh, I love it. I gotta get there.
Or is it more cutthroat? Whereas the fact that you realize,
that too.
well, wait a minute, man, how am I going to make it with all these musicians around?
It's a very slick town, from what I've been told. It's very business oriented. Probably one of the first pieces of advice I got while I was down in Nashville was they told me go out and get an entertainment lawyer. Don't just get a regular lawyer. Get one that's versed in entertainment and dealing with entertainment contracts and deals. Because they said you'll lose your skin before you even know it. You know, down here.
Well, hey, you want to play us out,
Nashville's like that. They're looking for the.
Hey, you want to play us out, man? It's up to you, man.
Sure.
Never want to ask for too much.
How about kicking back?
Hey, all right, brother. Hey, man, what a joy it has been to share in some conversation and a great moment in time with our friend now, Tim Brick.
Nothing to do on this hot afternoon but to sit down and have me a drink. I've been working real hard, feeling tired, and I need a little so don't bother to call. Forget about this world for a little while. I got an ice cold rag and I'm just drifting back. Whoa, that summer sun, sitting low in the clear blue sky.